Peace, my family, and roll back to all those coming out of that good cocoon for the first time. Welcome. This is your girl, the butterfly. We about to take off. Let's fly. Just want to send you all the good healing energy your way. Peace, love, happiness, harmony, and abundance. Hope you guys are out there keeping your mind right. That's right, in your good mind. How y'all feeling? Hope you guys want to step moving on up in your higher natures. And you know what's up, most definitely cleansing the lows. I came right here today to express my family. When you're going on this good journey within, I'm just expressing how I experienced it, right? And life is about, living and creating a life that is pleasing to the Most High. Okay? That's what this is about. Of course, your life, you're going to have many tests to test you, to see where you're at, to see if you are who you say you are, right? Oh, yeah. And when you fail, because again, family, you will fall sometimes. When you fail those tests, it's about you learning from that experience and moving forward. It's about becoming stronger and preparing again to pass those tests, right? And so the pass is basically, see how far you come, right? And as much as you break away from the world and break the chains mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, all in one, it's all connected, you begin to see how far and how attached you truly are, and it's about becoming closer, to the Most High. And how do you do that, right? Like I always say, family, you come closer by living in these ways. And we've been given messages from him through his noble prophets, through Jesus, Joshua, Temu's, Horus, Harun, right? To let us know what's up. Let us know, how we should be moving. And again, it's ultimately about only what our Heavenly Father, the Heavenly One, most glorified and exalted, the Most High, has, taught us, right? And what He has told us. Because again, family, the commandments are what they are, and the laws of might are real, and we must, apply them to our lives. Because again, family, your heart will be weighed by the scales of Maya, right? And we must understand that that's where it all came from. The Ten Commandments came from the laws of Maya. And once you begin to understand this and see for yourself through time, you will begin to understand and understand, and then again overstand it all. But it takes time, right? Because you gotta get through everything that we've been taught to find out what's really true, right? But again, family, everything that was sent down to our nations of people in the time periods of where it was sent down to was for a reason. And it was meant for us to grow and develop and move in His ways. And I hope you guys are seeing the bigger picture, right? Because all the noble prophets and all the apostle noble prophets that came down to give us a message and let us know how to get back in alignment with the Most High and the ways of the universes that He has created, right? The All El Kalun, right? Has appointed a new El most glorified and exalted, the Most High over us all, right? And we must understand that everything around us is what it is. Everything is alive. Everything is living, right? And again, of course, we're living to die and transcend on, right? Okay. But again, while we are here, it's lessons to be learned. And that's why it's so important. People do need to understand that the Most High treasures, which is the right knowledge that you need for your spirit, for your soul development, and for you to understand who you are, understand who you really are, is very important in this lifetime. It's very important on this journey. And why people sometimes may dread, reading, what you need to know, and feel like, oh, you don't get this information in books and scrolls. And books created by man, it ain't gonna all be there, but when it's something that is sent from the Most High, oh yeah, you're gonna get everything that you need and so much more. And that's where people get it twisted, thinking that, don't fall for it, because that's a trap. Thinking that, you don't get your information from, books or scrolls or different things like that will help your soul development. Those are lies being told. Family, don't fall for it. Because again, family, that's why we are lost out here, because again, people are not paying attention to the guidance that was sent down, or not even seeking it, right? Not even asking questions to their own selves, right? About what is going on here, question mark, why am I here? And being fed a lot of different, things in this, world, different perspectives about this world, but not getting it from the source of it all, right? That's very important. Not listening to what man has to say. Who cares, right? Did you create us? Listen to the ones who created you, right? Listen to the Most High, right? And the beings to help procreate us, right? Listen to the Most High, right? And listen to the noble prophets, right? The prophets that came down, the messengers who came down to give us what we need. And also the great teachers that came down to help us all awaken to understand that we are more than what they say we are. We are powerful beyond measure, and we are boundless, family. And again, once we begin to truly see this for ourselves and understand that this was all set up so you do not realize who you are and the power that you have within you to begin to make the proper choices that you need for your life and move in the ways of the Most High, and stop getting led astray by people who don't know what they're talking about, right? How you know what you're talking about? You know what you're talking about because you know that the information and the right knowledge was sent from the Most High, period. That is all that matters. Once you begin to understand this and stop getting fed into all these different schools of thought, right, where it's leading people in many different directions by not leading them back to who they are themselves, right? And it's very important to understand this, because that's where everybody, gets confused and wondering what direction really to go. Well, if you're not looking at the images of who you are, the images of yourself, right, you don't see yourself in it, right? When you look at the images you portray and whatever you're into, right, and you don't see yourself in there, what are you doing? Because when you're doing something, it better be, when you're looking at something, it better be you. It better be yourself. It better be images of who you are. One moment. And again, family, it's very important that you begin to see yourself for who you truly are. And in the beautiful ways that the Most High has created you. The good, the bad, the ugly, right? And it's about working on yourself. And again, working on every part of yourself, becoming better with how you move, and limiting the things in the lifestyle that you weren't supposed to be living, right? Moving toward life, not death. And once you begin to see this and how we've been fed death, right? Destruction. You have to understand that life that people are seeking for is already within you. You just have to begin to take care of yourself and make sure you have the right knowledge that the Most High wanted you to know, so you can begin to understand how to move in this world and on this planet, in this realm. And then you'll begin to understand what's happening, and then how the planes really work. Because that's what you're going to need. It's very important to renew your history and know who you are. And knowing my story, right? The midst of knowing my story, right? It's very important, right? And I'm not talking about my story, but in our culture we speak on my story, like his story. His history is his story. It's not our story. It's my story, mystery, my story. Yeah, our story, our true story, our true way of life. We need to know that, because again, that's how we're going to learn how to maneuver in this life, right? But again, the Most High has sent our Master Teacher, Dr. Malachi to let us know the truth of it all of it, not pieces of it, all of it, breaking it all down for you to begin to understand everything you need to know. And once you begin to understand that this is beautiful, this is everything that you need and more, this is the treasure, this is life. This is love at its fullness. This is divine love. Once you begin to see this, oh yeah, divine love will let you know what's up. Divine love will let you know the truth, right? Even if you don't want to hear it, right? Even if you don't want to know it, right? Even if you fear it, right? Because the fear is a low frequency, so we have to work on those fears, right? And move in love, not fear, right? It's very important. Once you begin to see that, what are you afraid of? The Most High wanted you to know these things. So what are you afraid of? What are you afraid of checking out? What are you afraid of reading? Right? And that's why I say our minds, if people feel like this, our minds are so clouded with impurities, what we're feeding ourselves, what we're eating, whatever we're doing to cope with the life in the world, right? If we're not doing it in a healthy way, if we're doing it in toxic environments and toxic ways of being. And again, family, this is dealing with the lower frequencies of it all, because I've been here, right? I lived that, done that. And I learned a lot. But I will say, at the end of all of it, it's just like, I know that for me, all I wanted was love, right? And the love that I was seeking for was what I found along the way, is that the love that you're seeking for, the love that you want, is already in you, right? The Most High is in you. That's what the love you're looking for, that divine love. Because again, family, in this life, people are going through their own things. They're going through their own journeys. And a lot of people have been hurt. And many people don't know how to love, right? And again, family, you may find the rare few out here that really do know what love is, right? But that's rare, right? Nowadays, because nowadays people think lust is love, and people seem to not really understand what that really is, right? And it's the simple things. Love is simple. Love is kind. Love is sweet. Love is not hurtful. And sometimes people can actually, think that, people talking all a certain way, people's delivery is a certain way. But the question becomes, what are they saying? What is the message? Because again, it still comes from a place of love. If you're speaking on stuff that's going to help you, right? Help you grow, get you what you need. And sometimes, people can say it all soft and all nice and all of that, and it go in one ear and out the other. Yeah, that's cool, that's nice. But when somebody be like, yeah, this is like, on some like, this is what it is, all that. Some people get the message that way too, and get it better. It's needed, is what I'm saying. It's needed, depending on the type of person you are. It's needed, and sometimes that'll help you, get the wake up call that you need. Because family is whatever's gonna help you to see that everything that you have been doing and everything you've been taught to do was destroy you. Kill, steal, and destroy. Look around you. Just really take a good look. And people are wondering what's going on. What's going on? What's going on is we've been taught to live a toxic way of being. We have taught to live not in our true culture. We've been taught to live in other person's culture. That they created for themselves, not ours. And question, is this culture really real? Because when you dig deep down into it, it's all a bunch of lies. A lot of things has been stolen. A lot of things have been taken. A lot of things have been a bunch of big lies about everything. It's like a destructive culture that they've created for themselves and have told it to everybody else. And it's not funny, but what I'm saying is we have to understand what our true culture is. That's how you get back in alignment, right? We have to understand what that is. And the Most High has given us what we need. So we have the right knowledge here. It's on the channels of the ones that are speaking on Nuwapu and our master teacher's teachings. However way and creative way they go about doing it. If it helps you, so be it. That's what we need. And we need it more than ever right now. Because people are really losing their minds out here. And lost. And don't know what way to turn. And I've met people along my path that felt this way. And as much as you sit here and tell them this right here, the right knowledge is what you need, it seems like the more and more they say that, this is what they told me, not one man can give, just one man. You get all your teaching just from one man, Well, let me just tell y'all, he's not just a man. He's an angelic being. He was sent from the Most High. He's an angel. Right? And they could be like, oh, nah, how you know, all that. Just rejecting, all of that, all of that. Without not even checking it out for themselves, not even seeing what I'm talking about. Just going off of what I'm saying, they just can't believe it. Just can't believe it. But if you go and you check, what I'm talking about in his works, and you see for yourself, like, what? Wait a minute. Check it out. Hey, this is right there in front of your face. And the crazy part is the truth can be right in front of your face. And I've also read that they're saying, like, when the truth actually do come out, like, many people won't believe it anyway. They won't even believe it anyway, no matter how much you speak it, show it, And it's a sad to really think about. It's a sad space, right? But regardless, if you really just think about it, like it always says in the scriptures, when you're called, people are called. But few are chosen, because only few listen, right? And follow their calling. So that makes a whole lot of sense, right? When you think about it, right? Because the many that are being caught up in the world. And it's not going to say that it's just many people are caught up in the world. I'm going to leave it at that. But we have to understand that who created this, because the people that you're so-called caught up who didn't create you, and still questioning to this day what this all is. Why don't you go to the source who has created you, that created all of this, and ask him what all this is? That's what you need, That's what you need. So you can understand what this is, so you can learn how to move, right? You don't want to be, the one that is at the end of all this, you find out what's up. You don't want to find out at the end of all of this. You really don't. I'm trying to tell you. You don't. We've been taught this. You don't want to find out at the end of this. You want to find out right now, so you can begin to clean some of your plate off and, correct your ways out here and begin to get in alignment. You want to be getting prepared. You don't want to be caught off guard or, just out here like, wait a minute. That's not a place you really want to be. Because you are being caught up in the so-called success of the world. The success of the world is fair seeming. It really is. It's like bittersweet too. It really is. And I'm talking about being successful in the Most High's eyes. That's true success. That's when you learn how to conquer the world and the realms. That's true success. And when you begin to move like that and get there, you're going to have to know the scriptures. You're going to have to know the ancient texts. You're going to have to know these things for your own highest potential and for your own highest good out here. So you don't be led astray out here. That's why. So the Most High has given us all of it. So whoever comes from whatever walk of life, you can begin to help them see the truth of it all. That's what this is about. So it's very important. And once you begin to clean up your life for the better, your life will begin to shift and change for the better. And you begin to see clear through time. And then, through time and patience with yourself, your first eye will begin to open and you'll begin to see like never before. And everything will begin to come clear for you. Get back in tune with the Most High. And attune yourself, and prepare for the great events. Yeah, it's real. The Crystal City. Yeah. It's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful place to be. And guess what, family? It's a beautiful time because guess what? The truth is ours. Now, the question becomes, what are you going to do? What are you going to do to begin to change your life? Are you going to take that good journey with them? Are you ready to change your life for the better? Are you ready to do what you need to do? The Most High wants you to do. For your own spirit, for your own soul. Get your mind right. And get back to your true destiny. You ready for that? Because ready or not, it's here. And it's a beautiful time. It's a beautiful place to be in. All praises to a new Elmer's glorified and exalted. I love all of my family. And I'm so grateful. To be able to share with you. So, if you have any questions, again, leave it in the comment section. I'll be happy to answer. On that note, family, hope we all know that you are loved beyond this world. Get in it. Begin to spread that love one to another. Be the peace that you seek. Release. Our master teacher, Dr. Malachi, is your peace. Shalom. Shug, divine love, family, and Wadu. And it's all